Who do you think of when you think of a veteran? Do you think of a fighter in a foreign land? Do you not really think about it at all? Or do you get an image of something you've seen on TV or in the movies? The fact is, you may come in contact with a veteran every day and not even know it. Simply because the veterans that make up this country's vet population can look a lot different from the images that are portrayed on TV and the movies or even on the news. But today I want to talk to you a little bit about a day that we have set aside as a country to celebrate the men and women who have served and sacrificed for this country. And of course, that day is Veterans Day. Veterans Day actually began as Armistice Day in 1919, according to History.com. Now, this celebrated the end of the first anniversary of the end of World War I, which at the time was thought to be the war to end all wars. But we know that that didn't happen, unfortunately. And military.com tells us that in 1954, after having been through both World War II and the Korean War, that Congress, at the urging of veterans groups and organizations, changed the name of Armistice Day to be more inclusive. And they changed the name to Veterans Day to include all veterans that served in all the wars. That is a very important distinction between the two words that I found very fascinating. Of course, because Armistice Day, like I said, was meant just to mark an anniversary of the end of World War One, as Veterans Day now, as we know it now, celebrates all veterans that have fought in all wars and served in all times, which is, of course, I feel a great distinction. ThoughtCo.com tells us that Congress officially passed and President Dwight Eisenhower signed a bill proclaiming November 11th as Veterans Day. Another fact about Veterans Day is that there was actually a push at one time to change Veterans Day to a Monday, to be always on a Monday, and along with some other holidays. Now, this was the main reason for this was to have a 3-day weekend to help build the economy and push travel, that sort of thing. However, to kind of go along with November 11th being a very important day, marking the end of World War I, a lot of veterans groups fought to keep it on November 11th, and of course, that was upheld. So, what is a veteran? A veteran is, of course, anyone that has served their country in the armed forces. Like I said before in the introduction, you may not always know that you're talking to a veteran or that you've been around a veteran, and that's okay. But they, according to CNN, there are 18.2 million veterans in the U.S. Now that's as of the last U.S. Census, and that number is astonishing. I mean, like I said, they're about us all the time. You may not even know it, and so it's important, very important for this day, and we use it to honor those who have served. I've listed just a short list of a few reasons, but there are many, many more, and you can kind of think about those on your own. They protect our freedoms. I mean, without our veterans, we would be a lot less of a country. I tell you that. They serve in harm's way. Not only do they serve in harm's way, but they volunteer to do so, and and that takes a certain kind of person to be able to do that, to fight in a foreign land or defend the freedoms in that's halfway across for a country that's halfway across the world. And think about the sacrifices that they make, just being away from home. Not even in the fighting, just being away from home is enough of a sacrifice. But not only for them, but for their families. Um, the men and women go off and are deployed, and the families are at home, and really have no daily contact or any way to know from one minute to the next if their significant other is okay. Um, the kids, while the service member is deployed, is without a mom or without a dad, and that takes a great toll on a family as well. So I've told you a little bit today about the history of Veterans Day, and I hope that you can see the importance of and use this opportunity to celebrate the veterans and this great country that we live in. Thank you.